Hello, welcome to Spark of Inspiration. Today we're going to talk about spiritual warfare. Most people don't believe that spiritual warfare actually exists, but it does. Now, what is spiritual warfare, you may ask? Well, it's not a regular physical war or a carnal war. Spiritual warfare is exactly what it says. It is a war that is happening in the spiritual realm. Now, spiritual warfare is a war against good and evil. It's a battle between good and evil. Now, um, although we live in the flesh, we live in a fleshly nature, we do not war or we do not fight a spiritual war in the natural. We fight it spiritually. Um, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3 says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. We war in the spirit." So what does that mean exactly? It means we have to put on our full armor of God. And I'm going to read to you what the armor is, okay? It's not an armor that you would wear naturally, of course. It is a spiritual armor. So we're going to go here to Ephesians chapter 6. We're going to verse 10 through 17. Okay, Ephesians 6, 10 through 17. It says, um, we should put on the whole armor of God. So 10 says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." So, first of all, we have to be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. 11 says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places." 13 says, "Therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace." 16 says, "Above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one." 17 says, "And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints." So we must pray for all the saints and put on the full armor of God. And that is uh, the way we're going to fight this spiritual fight, because it can't be fought physically. It's a spiritual fight. Um, Even we have to be mindful of some of the things that we say, even in the privacy of our own homes, because you never know who's listening, who's watching, because even when you feel like or think that you're in the privacy of your own home, words carry weight, and you never know in the spirit realm, those words can be snatched up and used against you. Okay, so be very careful of some of the things that you say or some of the things that you speak. And the Bible also says that the power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. So be very mindful of some of those things. Now, we all face a Goliath in our lives. We don't ask for the Goliath that we have to fight, but at some point, everyone run into a Goliath that you have to fight. And in order to beat that, we have to put on the armor of God, our full armor, and be prepared. Now, the battle is really not ours to fight, it is the Lord's battle. But as doing our part, we have to pray and we have to put on that armor. I pray that this video was helpful to someone. If it is, please share.